Disney films are known for being creative, informative, and entertaining, but sometimes they earn another, less intentional reputation. Some become instant classics, some become cult classics, and some accidentally get put into another category. Some Disney films accidentally become horror films. And of course, these are all children films and are never intended to scare or potentially scar children altogether. But sometimes that is exactly what happens. That's why in today's video, we are going to be taking a look at some Disney films that are closer to horror films than fun Disney children's films. So stick around because some of your childhood favorites or childhood trauma pieces just might make today's list. The first film in Disney's repertoire that might cause some childhood distress is of course the classic story of Pinocchio.
Bravo, Pinocchio!
They like me.
200. You are sensational.
You mean I'm good?
300. You are colossal.
While the film is not supposed to be scary in itself, there are certainly some horrifying moments in the film. Remember when Pinocchio is turned into a donkey and how terrified he is to be transformed? It is truly scary and impressive from an animation standpoint for an 80-year-old film. I mean, he also gets eaten by a whale and has to go to a place called Pleasure Island, which should be scary for children. We need to teach them that if an adult asks them if they want to go to Pleasure Island, they need to be scared. But this is not the only Disney film that had some scares in it. Do you guys remember the truly haunting scene in Jungle Book when the snake starts hypnotizing Mowgli and it looks like Mowgli is having a crazy episode and he and the snake's eyes start radiating colors? I know that the Jungle Book is a fun children's film with a great message and all, but that scene is enough to make a grown man cry.
Please go to sleep. Please go to sleep. Sleep, little man cub. Rest in peace.
The snake is already a scary animal, but to give him the power of complete mind manipulation is crossing the line. And yet, this still is not even close to the scariest thing to come out of a Disney children's movie. Tarzan is easily the most underrated children's film of all time. And if you don't agree with that, go watch it again because it's straight fire, even to this day. But there are some incredibly graphic scenes in this movie. For starters, Tarzan has to go toe-to-toe with a cheetah, which in and of itself is pretty scary, as the cheetah makes some scary roars and gives Tarzan some pretty nasty scars. But the cheetah kicks off the movie by viciously murdering Tarzan's parents in a very malicious attack, and it is enough to make a horror enthusiast turn off the TV. But the most scary scene in the entire movie is how Tarzan rids the film of the antagonist, Clayton. Tarzan and Clayton are doing battle in the treetops when Clayton loses the fight and begins to fall from an intense height. During his fall, Clayton gets wrapped up in some jungle vines, which eventually results in him getting hung by said vines. The movie doesn't shy away from showing the audience the body either, as his silhouette is quite visible in the flash from the lightning. It is a pretty grisly scene that does not really belong in a children's Disney movie. Another scary scene involving animals comes from Disney's 1991 classic, Beauty and the Beast. And I'm sure most of you are thinking the scene I'm referring to is the one where Gaston falls to his death and little skulls appear in his eyes. Nope, that's not the one. The scene I'm referring to is the one where the beast is attacked in the woods by some wolves. Wolves are scary, and Disney did not hide that fact. The snarls from the wolves and the cries from the beast are enough to make your blood run cold. It is a very scary scene that really allows this film to live up to its title. The beast earns his reputation all while demonstrating how dangerous it is to be out in the woods where he lives. When you watch this scene back, it is hard to see this as a scene that should be in a children's film. The next scene that sends shivers going down children's spines is easily from the 1996 animated film James and the Giant Peach. If you have never seen this film and you are over the age of 18, I still don't recommend that you watch this Disney film. It is honestly terrifying from start to finish. There are skeletons that fight and torture a centipede. James is physically abused and a sky rhino eats James's parents. It is a very scary movie, and the animation style certainly does not help this movie become any less scary, as the claymation style is creepy to say the least.
That music.
Oh, Sir James, did I disturb you? So sorry. I'll put this away.
No, I like it. I used to hear it at my aunt's house before I went to sleep. That was you, wasn't it? Or do all grasshoppers play music?
I know this is a less popular scary claymation children film, but it is hands down the scariest of the bunch. Yes, it is even scarier than Nightmare Before Christmas, which still belongs on this list, however.
Morning, gents.
Nightmare Before Christmas is a very popular film amongst adults, which is strange because the film was made for children, who universally hated this movie. The animation and the setting of this movie are so unnecessarily scary. You would think that Disney and Tim Burton would have known that this was a bad idea, but alas, here we are. Even though this film is popular to this day, its target audience has never once enjoyed this film. Classic Tim Burton, am I right? But this is not the first time a film that was meant for kids completely missed the mark. Have you ever seen the Disney animated version of Alice in Wonderland? What was Disney thinking?
Oh, read the directions, and directly you'll be directed in the right direction.
Drink me. Better look first, for if one drinks much from a bottle marked poison, it's almost certain to disagree with one.
Like, for real, who was this movie for? I'll tell you who. Teenagers experimenting with some wacky tobacco, that's who. The entire film is so mind-bendingly unusual that it is literally impossible to not get scared from this movie. The Mad Hatter, the Queen's card henchman, the Queen herself, and of course, I can't forget about the Cheshire Cat. What a scary acid trip of a children's movie. Long story short, don't show Alice in Wonderland to your children or future children, and if you're questioning which version I'm referring to all of them. They are all scary. The final example I have for you guys comes from a universally beloved film, but the scene in question is easily the most terrifying thing a child could fathom. Toy Story is an amazing movie. It has heart, laughs, and a great message with an original premise, but it also has the most gut-wrenching scene of all time. When Sid, the neighborhood boy who takes apart toys and stitches them back together, is in the backyard surrounded by a collection of his mutated toys, along with all of Andy's toys, he is scared for life. Woody comes to life in Sid's hands and tells him that he needs to play nice. Sid, of course, reacts in pure horror and runs inside. While it seems like the kid got what he deserved, let's take an objective look at the situation. This obviously neglected child just had a toy come to life in his hands and scold him. Sid would most likely never touch a toy again. He would be deemed insane because nobody would believe that a toy talked to him. Sid would likely be damned to a life of therapy and would likely never be able to live a normal life ever again. So while the scene itself may not be scary, the outcome of the scene is truly bone-chilling. That's all we have for you guys today on the channel. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Which Disney movie do you think is scary? Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And while you're at it, go ahead and leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel for more videos just like this one. And don't forget to ring the bell so you never miss an upload from us. We hope you enjoyed today's content, and we will see you all in the next video.